Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the crypto news of the day, as well as some big information coming out across the cryptoverse. Like I said, a lot of great information and news to take a look at today, so make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video so you can get daily updates and information on crypto. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the market. A 2.47% increase in the last 24 hours. We see green across the board pretty much. A lot of coins doing very, very well on the recovery phase. Polygon's still kicking butt. We saw an 18% increase so far in the last 24 hours. Ethereum Classic up about 29%. Just really across the board, a lot of green. And that's exactly what we want to see during a recovery phase. Jumping into our first one, it talks about really the new data center to house approximately 73,000 of Marathon's Bitcoin miners, transitioning the company's mining operations to 70% carbon neutral. If we jump over to the next one, it talks about that Marathon facility in Texas that will house 73,000 Bitcoin miners. So that's a massive amount. Marathon Digital announced plans to build a new Bitcoin mining facility in partnership with Compute North. So that's a big deal as well. Seeing, this 70% carbon neutral, a lot of people are going to be very happy about that. Obviously, we've had a lot of recent news and talk about the, energy waste that really goes into Bitcoin mining. Next on the list, we have Ethereum has much higher utility than Bitcoin, says Guggenheim. I'm not sure exactly how to say his name, but Guggenheim's co-founder, Todd Morley. So we actually see, Guggenheim co-founder Todd Morley has said that Ethereum has much higher utility than Bitcoin. Morley, who is known or is now the chairman of blockchain project Overline, is building a wireless protocol in the world's largest NFT museum. So it's great to see more people talk about, the utility behind Ethereum. And I do believe this is right. I do think Ethereum has much higher utility than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just, always going to be the gold currency. Maybe it'll flip eventually, but as of now, Bitcoin is still the crypto gold. Jumping into the next one, we see Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis says Bitcoin offers freedom against oppressive governments. So this is great to see, more United States senators talking about really what crypto means for a lot of different people around the world and globe. And that's exactly true. Bitcoin does mean freedom for a lot of people in those oppressive government systems. So we also see here, this is very freedom-friendly type of currency on Bitcoin. This provides great opportunity across and around the world for people whose governments get oppressive or allow inflation to run out of control. This is something that is going to be much more stable. So that's very true. Going forward, I do expect it to kind of stabilize as more and more people get in it. It's going to be harder to manipulate a market with a lot of people in it. While we're here on CoinMarketCap, I do want to take a look at this dominance. So we see dominance being BTC about 44%, ETH being about 18.4%. So it's crazy to continue to see that BTC dominance really take over yet again. We saw it, at one point right around that 38% mark, but altcoins pretty much suffered much harder than Bitcoin did, and that's exactly why we're seeing the dominance for Bitcoin continue to rise. Jumping over to the next one, we see a lack of stablecoin premium pushing Bitcoin price to $125,000 in 2021. This was February 15th, 2021. I just want to give you guys a quick understanding of a lot of people still, we're expecting it to go to $125,000 at the very, very least in 2021. But this really talks about, why stable coins really, are going to push Bitcoin's price to that $125,000 in 2021. So if you want to read more about this, it's on ungeared.com. I thought it was an interesting article. I'm not going to read much about it, but if you guys want to take a look, definitely do so. Taking to the next one, no Bitcoin bear market in sight, according to crypto analyst Nicholas Merton. So we see more people talking about no Bitcoin bear market coming. We have a lot of analysts out there, a lot of smart people talking about it, and a lot of people are talking about how there is going to be a part two of the bull market, and that's exactly what I'm going to go with. I think, I've done my own analysis. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be as good as some of these experts, but, from the most part, from what I can tell, from what these guys can tell, it looks like we are going to have a part two to the bull market, and he goes over some of this information on dailyhold.com or dailyhodl.com. So great to see that taking place as well. Hopefully this is correct and we see that bull run continue on. Jumping into the next one, we have what FUD. JP Morgan CEO sees crypto going to $5 trillion. So this is pretty crazy. So the CEO of U.S. investment bank JP Morgan lifted spirits following his really assessment that crypto markets could hit $5 trillion valuation. Currently, the value of cryptocurrencies comes in at that 1.6 trillion. So we are very, very close, honestly, to that 5 trillion. And I think it'll easily go to 5 trillion, pretty regularly. I think, JRNY or Journey, you guys watch him quite a bit, I believe, as well. He talks about, I think, 8 to 12 trillion is his prediction for the end of the bull run, I believe, if I heard that correctly from him. So it's great to see that really taking place. A lot of people believe, we have a lot left in the crypto market still, a lot of room to grow. And I think that's definitely true. I think we do have a lot of room to grow. And I think a lot of different institutions and companies are going to be investing. And that's exactly what we're seeing, obviously, here. Where was it? It might be the next article. It's not the next article, but maybe soon we'll see it more. Basically, more institutions are investing, and that's exactly why we are going to get, continued growth in the cryptoverse. So 1 in 4 South Korean college students has invested in cryptocurrency. That's a lot of people. So according to a study by Alba Haven, a part-time job information provider, 23.6% of South Korean college students out of 1,750 people are investing in cryptocurrencies. The survey noted that these students were inclined to invest in this territory based on the global crypto craze experience. So asked why they started investing in crypto, 25% said because they started investing with a relatively small sum. So not very much money to put in, obviously, as college students usually, but people are starting to invest early. They understand that crypto is here to stay. It's here for the long term, and they're taking advantage of it. Jumping into another one, we see Bitcoin traders using up to 100-to-1 leverage are driving the wild swings in cryptocurrencies. Traders taking excessive risk in the Bitcoin market, being forced to sell when the price goes down, and they're bigger culprits for last week's 30% drop in Bitcoin prices, according to analysts. Bitcoin traders liquidated $12 billion in leveraged positions last week as the price of cryptocurrency spiraled, according to Bybit. A cryptocurrency futures trading platform, it's great to see this stuff really take place because it gives us more of a realistic price. It takes all of the leverages out of there and futures out of there, so we see realistic price points now. These are the real without these leverage tradings going on. But for the most part, you don't want to see all these people lose all their money, but it does take place. That's why I always say you should stay away from leverage trading or futures unless you know exactly what you're doing and you've been in the space for a very long time. So selling back gets more selling. You come to equilibrium on leverage in the system. So basically the same thing. It's talking about really, if you scroll down, they talk about how high risk, high reward for the leverage trading in futures, and they suggest obviously against beginners jumping on board. Do remember, guys, I am not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing. But the first thing we see, Ethereum price rebounds decisively as ETH pursues environmentally friendly solutions. So we continue to see really, this push for environmental friendly. So that's exactly what we need to see. Obviously, we've had big articles and topics about this before, so it's great to see ETH kind of jumping into that or transitioning to that, environmentally friendly solution. Jumping into just a couple more articles today, a couple big ones at the end, so we'll continue on here. Quincy Jones is backing a new NFT marketplace for the average music fan. Jones, Whitney Houston, TLC, Doja Cat, John Legend, and more will release collections on the environmental friendlier one of platform, which is scheduled to launch in June. So an NFT marketplace for the average music fan. So we'll have to see what that's all about. We'll definitely keep you guys up to date on that as well. ARK Invest buys $20 million worth of Bitcoin. So just another company buying a very large lump sum of Bitcoin. And that's exactly what you're going to keep seeing is obviously at this low rate, a lot of people wanting to get in, a lot of institutions just making sure this is the bottom, and they're jumping in at this stable point below $40,000. So we have more to talk about as well. Bitcoin is officially a new asset class for Goldman Sachs. That is obviously a good thing, as well as, anytime a big company starts to talk about it as an asset class, that's definitely going to be worth something to us. So jumping into another one, I do see banks, not Bitcoin, in Australia laundered $387 million for Latin American drug cartels. So realize that a lot of people are always talking about Bitcoin being money basically being laundered through crypto. Everyone's talking about how drug lords are using crypto to launder money. That's not what you're seeing here. Obviously, banks are the ones that are taking advantage of these drug cartels and doing this dirty work for them. And that's exactly what I wanted to point out here. Obviously, this was stated back January 26, 2021. Just interesting to take a look at that. Jumping into our last article, popular Charlie Bit My Finger YouTube video sold as NFT for $760,000. Bid to own the soon-to-be deleted YouTube phenomenon. Charlie bit my finger, leaving you as a sole owner of this lovable piece of internet history, while also getting the chance to say Charlie bit your finger if you want to see what all the hype is about. So it's pretty crazy. So the video was obviously posted 14 years back with 883 million views. It has become one of the most watched videos on YouTube in the footage at the 55-second time frame. Baby Charlie is seen chomping down on his older brother Harry's finger. So it's pretty crazy to see this take place. Obviously, that is a lot of money for that family, and it's great because obviously it provided a lot of entertainment for a lot of different people, and now they were able to actually kind of monetize that specifically. So that moment is now monetized and definitely worth some money. So that's great to see that take place, like I said. Let's jump back to the prices and give it a quick refresh, see if anything's really going on. So Bitcoin's barely below $38,000 right now. We've seen it kind of jumping up and down between 37 and 38. Just a lot of movement across the board. Pretty much green for the most part again, which is great. Another day of green. We'll see how long that lasts. You know, the market's up about 3.18%, so we're still looking good. It's still looking like a good recovery day. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, talking about crypto with me today. You know, we just try to give you the crypto news every single day as fast as possible. So let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, as well as subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. I really do appreciate you guys. We're getting closer and closer to 100K subscribers, and you guys make it possible. So thanks again. I'll see you all in the next one.